We'll go to Cora to start with over at Pitt and Frank LLC. Steve wrote in that he's looking for buying his first home. He just recently toured a house that checked off lots of his boxes, but he found the backyard had been turned into a pet cemetery. Apparently, tombstones are posted all over. He's wondering, can he ask the sellers or potential sellers to remove the tombstone in his written offer? Interesting question. Cora.
So interesting. And Steve, I'm quite proud that you were able to find a home that checked most of the boxes. I mean, you're winning right there. So just to answer your question, and first thing, I would look at the seller's name and see if it's Stephen King. He did write the famous book Pet Cemetery, by the way. But
very good.
All jokes aside, each state has pet burial laws, and while I'm not off the cuff well versed with Kentucky's pet burial laws, I suspect it is probably legal to do so. With certain ramifications built under the state law. So your question was, can I ask him to remove it? Absolutely, you can. It doesn't mean they're going to do it, and it also doesn't mean that under law they're required to do it. But I think it's definitely worth an ask. Also, maybe worth a little bit of research to see what Kentucky's pet burial laws are. And I'd be hard pressed to think that even if they refuse to remove the tombstones and or any bodies that may be underneath the ground, that if you bought the home, I would think that you could do what you wanted with that. May or may not be bad karma to dig those up, but it's not like the human bodies where you have disinterment laws and things of that nature. So a couple of different considerations, but I think probably the easiest path forward is just, obviously approaching it with the right sensitivities. I have fur babies, love my fur babies. And so maybe just making that request and seeing how it develops. I mean, after all, they may choose to bring their loved ones with them. And so whether it be, providing those bodies to different cremation services so that they could take them, to their new home or their new adventure, they may be planning on doing that anyway. But I think approaching it with the sensitivity, ask the questions, and doing your research, Steve, you'll be in good shape.
We've been doing this radio show, I think, 10 years now. And in past years, we had one question I remember that kind of hinted at this type of a problem. But in that case, the sellers wanted permission in the contract to come back on a regular basis to visit the pets in the backyard of what would be their prior home. I don't know how that ended up happening was the question, and it was really something that was unusual. It just comes to mind. So interesting. Then be lucky here there, Steve, that maybe the sellers don't want to come back and visit their pets.
Very interesting.
Yeah. A reminder, if you want to see a rebroadcast of this show, now not only can you hear it, but actually see it, you can go to LouisvilleAnswers.com. That's a redirect to our YouTube channel, LouisvilleAnswers.com. And if you want to see more about the reviews, we're very proud of our reviews. You can go to Google.com or LouisvilleZillow.com and read some of the reviews that we've got.